Hi guys, I hope you're as excited for today's bonus vlog as me. Yay, look at us getting it done. But before we get into today's vlog, I wanted to tell you something else I'm really excited about, which is the sponsor of today's video, Book of the Month. A huge thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. If you don't already know, Book of the Month is a monthly subscription service, and what's really helpful for someone like me who can get very overwhelmed when it comes to knowing what book to read next. Every month they make a selection of 5 to 7 of the best fiction titles, and from there all you have to do is see which one catches your eye and voila, here it is. Not to mention all the books are hardcover. We love to see it. It takes all the hard guesswork out of reading and lets me focus on what I want to focus on, which is the reading. Plus, it feels like a sweet little treat every month when this cute blue box gets delivered straight to your doorstep. So let me tell you really quickly about the books I selected. So my first book here, which I'm obviously so excited about, you guys know, of course, I had to pick Play Nice because this is a horror book. You guys know I love my spooky little horror books, but then I needed one to read when the sun goes down and I don't want to get too spooked out before bed. So I picked up this book, which is called The Heartbreak Hotel. This is a romance and also a new release. With Book of the Month, the other great thing is that if you happen to have a month where you don't see a book you're interested in, you can skip the month, no problem, and you will not be charged. Every book also does come with a reader's guarantee. So if for some reason you read the book and you didn't really enjoy it, Book of the Month will replace it the next month for free in your next box. Plus, for the month of September, if you join Book of the Month, you will also receive a free hat. I chose this one, which says Book Person. I thought it was so cute, but just like the books, there are other hats you guys can choose from. So if you're interested in checking out Book of the Month, you can click my link in the description box or just head over to bookofthemonth.com to join. Get your first hardback book for just $5 and your hat for free. Don't forget when you use the code JACKET. A huge thank you to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video, and a big thank you to you guys for supporting me when I have sponsored content. Now, let's get back to the video and see what we get up to this week in the vlog. Oh my gosh, guys, look what just got here. I am so excited. This is the yarn for Island cardigan, and I had to start this vlog to show you it because I am so happy with it, so happy with the color, and I wanted to just show you now in person what it looks like since we were just talking about it in our last vlog. If everything went as planned, today should be Thursday if you're watching this on my upload day, which you guys know is like kind of my irregular upload day. So happy Friday Eve. I hope you guys are having a good day or a good weekend whenever you're watching this. The base color of our cardigan is this deep navy blue, and I think it's coming up pretty accurate on screen to how it looks. I will also say that I definitely thought this was a DK weight yarn, and it turns out it's a sock yarn, and it's also hand dyed, which is really cool because it does have like slight variations here and there of like deeper blues and a little bit lighter blue. So I really do actually love that, but it feels amazing. It's okay that it's sock yarn because we are pairing it with our Diablo, so I can still use a 5mm hook and it won't affect anything too much. I do have 4 here, but I have 5 total. I'm going to show you what I have started already because it actually got here like a little bit earlier in the day, and I just started working it immediately because I wanted to show you. So I just wanted you to see up close what the yarn looks like before I take it out of the hank, and I just love this blue. Like I told you, I wanted to stay more on that darker side of blue, so almost black color, so I think we really did that there. But the color I must tell you I'm most excited about is our faux mohair here, or whatever you want to call this, the Diablo yarn. Listen, I was really scared ordering this yarn off the Hobbii website, only seeing the photos because I had no idea what this yarn would look like in real life, and there was so many options of blue. I was so afraid after I ordered it that I chose the wrong blue, but this blue, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. As you can see here, it is way more of like actually kind of the blue in my sweater I have on now. I love it. I stinking love it. Next to this, it's a little bit lighter, and so it is just, actually it's pretty spot on. I kind of did a good job of matching this, but it just creates the most beautiful color combo as I'm working it. I am so much more excited about this project than I originally was. I also got 5 of those faux mohair ones. I have one on the ground here and then one started up already as well. So anyways, also in this 100-gram skein, you are gonna get 382 yards. So quite a decent amount of yarn. However, it is a #1 sock wet yarn, so keep that in mind. You do probably need more than you would imagine originally, but this is what I have so far. Are you ready? I'm so excited to show you. Look how freaking pretty this is. I almost can't even stand it. I just have to tell you off the bat, this mohair with this yarn, it's so soft. Like I would so recommend giving this Hobie Diablo yarn a shot if you've never tried it. It's so soft and it's so cheap. I can't get over how cheap it is. But look how beautiful this cardigan is coming out. This is my back panel. I did make it a little bit oversized. I did measure it up next to my other cardigan, the Lucy Lou cardigan, and it is a little bit bigger than that, which is actually what I wanted. So super good so far. I have how many flowers here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of flowers. I'm right about to start the 6th one. It's working up so fast. I think I'm gonna do like 8 sets of flowers total. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I just mean like these little blocks of flowers. I think I'm gonna do either 7 or 8 total, so it's a little bit longer. We'll do 7 obviously, see how it looks, and then we can shoot for 8 if we need to, but I'm so excited. I just wanted to show you guys this. It's actually technically like my off day from filming. I try to set some kind of a schedule for myself so I don't work every single day through, but I could not show you this. So that's a really exciting start to this vlog. I don't know what days I'm going to be recording this week for you guys, so we'll kind of see what we gather from this and how far I can get in this project with you. I do also have a knit update on the cardigan I was working on that I will show you guys later on in the vlog, but right now, off the bat, had to show you that, had to recommend the yarn. I will link both of these yarns down below in case you also like this color combo or you just want to work with either the Hobie Diablo or this yarn as well. And this yarn came so much faster than was expected, and I think it even came from Denmark, just like the Hobie yarn, something like that. So it came overseas, but it got here super quick. They actually got here on the same day, and when I went to open my front door, I was just like, no way. They both got here so early, so I was so excited. I had to get this going, and yeah, I'm probably gonna spend a lot more of today working on this. I just can't wait to get more progress done. I also want to have it done by my fall pattern roundup so I can wear it and talk about it as one of the patterns. I am wearing a knit I made. This was my first knit piece ever, and I still love it even though there's a lot of mistakes in here, and I would probably do this a lot better if I did it now, but some kind of sentimental value in it because it was my first knit. Sorry, I'm chatting quite a bit, but I am going to leave you here for a moment. I'll catch up with you again later once we're back on a filming day. It's super cloudy anyway, so it's a bad day for filming, but I will see you in just a little bit. Oh, and also, hello, if you're new here and you don't know me yet, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots here on YouTube. And if you're not new here, welcome back, my friend. You already know the drill. Sorry I took so long to do the intro. I was just way too excited about this project. So, okay, girly, I will catch you in just a little bit and we will see what more progress we have on this. Hi guys, happy whatever day of the week it is. I'm not even actually sure. It's Wednesday today. Happy Wednesday. I am back. It has been a couple days since I spoke with you. Hold on, I'm gonna set you up. I have not talked to you in probably about a week or so. I just got back from a walk. I'm in such a good mood today, and I was like, what better day to hang out with my friend than today? So hello, I hope you're having a great week as well. It's so nice out. I have the windows open today and it's just glorious. It feels like fall here and I'm so here for it. But today we are going to be talking about some personal project updates because I want to update you on that island cardigan. And I also have my knit cardigan I was working on and then another project I need to show you as well. So we have a lot brewing at the moment while I cool down for my walk before I go get ready for the day and get to filming that last little pattern I'm going to show you in a second. I did want to first...
Whoa, my hook. Sorry.
Goodness. I did want to first give you my cardigan update. So I have, more progress than I thought I would have, but definitely not enough to have this done for my fall pattern roundup, which is really kind of sad, but it's okay. It's going to be okay. This will get done when it gets done, and I don't want to rush it, but I have almost the full front panel done, and then the back panel is completely done because you do work this pattern from bottom of the back up and around to the front. So very interesting construction, but it does make it really seamless and easy. So we are getting there. I did make this, I think I ended up doing 7 flowers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flowers long, which means I have to obviously repeat that on this side. This side's going way faster, but I did have to break because I am officially out of my first ball of our base color yarn, that Mayflower Midnight blue. I can't remember exactly what the colorway was, but this is how much one ball of that sock yarn made. So I'm really impressed because this is a really good portion of the pattern. So probably we'll just need 1 or 2 more, which is great because I did buy 5 total. So if I use 3, that would still leave me 2 that I could maybe like knit a vest in or something, because I really am liking this color the more I work with it. Again, it's super soft and really lovely. I am already though on my second ball of mohair, which I'm a little bit worried about because this is how much I have of the second ball. Still a lot left, but I did have to reattach this second ball way before I'm having to reattach for a new hank of our base color. So that's a little dicey, and I'm hoping 5 will be enough for that. I think if we use 3 of the base color and 5 mohair, like I should definitely have enough, right? That's assuming I'll even need 5. Hopefully I won't. Hopefully like 4 will be plenty, but we'll definitely see. So that is our first cardigan update. Again, I hope through this vlog I'll have more time to work. I'm planning on actually like focusing tonight on just working on this cardigan because it's literally been days and days, possibly even over a week since I've touched this project. I think in the last 7 days, guys, I've probably crocheted for a total of maybe 4 hours total in a week. So it's been cuckoo bananas, but in a good way. Let me show you very fast, my knitting update. Some of you have been getting comments that I talk a little bit too much about knitting, but that's just kind of the phase of life I'm in right now. I'm just kind of gravitating more towards those projects. So I do apologize, but this is just what I've been up to. So I'm working on a sleeve there. I don't have too much done, but I do have this here sleeve working in the round, which thank goodness I'm finally in the round on a project, you know what I mean? And I'm probably about, I'd say maybe halfway through sleeve 1. So that's a good sign at least. And I'm pretty happy with how I did it. I had to do quite a few decreases. So like in the back here, there is actually a section I'm really not happy with. And I'm just going to leave it because I'm sure once I block it, maybe it will kind of like soften out a little bit and you won't see it quite as much. But if you guys can see where I decrease in the sleeve here, it just looks not great. And I really don't know if it's coming up on camera where you can see where I like harshly decrease somewhere, but okay, mostly like right here is where I don't like it. I don't know. I really don't know if you can tell. Maybe I'm just being super hypercritical, but such is how it goes when you work on your own pieces. But I do like the length I ended up going for this cardigan with. I did exactly what the pattern called for lengthwise, which I actually typically don't do. I usually go, well, depending on what I'm working on, maybe a little shorter for crop or a little bit longer because I have a longer torso, but this ended up being just fine for me. And I did a nice little ribbing here, so yeah, it's looking super cute. I'm really excited to wash this piece though because I'm really hoping that changes a lot of it. It also smells like super woolly, so I'm ready for that to get washed and blocked and worn already. I won't have that done for my fall video either, which I'm so sad. I'll have to like go in the closet and then just pull out an old project to wear. I try to really wear my projects for those roundup pattern videos because it just makes it more fun, you know? But anyways, I did want to wind a new ball of this yarn so we can work on this tonight after our last project. Oh, which is actually right here. This is, I just have like projects in all directions right now, but I still am at a 3 project limit, so not too shabby. This is our last project and it doesn't look like much right now. I'm not quite through with it. I have about, I'd say 8 more rows maybe of this, and let me just kind of pull it so you can really see. This is a 1 rectangle poncho and I just did it in a V-stitch. I will have the free pattern on my Instagram page if you're interested in this. It's very, very easy and I will try to post it on here too. I think I can post on the, oh yeah, I can post on the community tab. So I will post that for you, and if I make it a short, or like a real version, I'll post it there too. So you guys can always go check it out there. But this is a very going to be like tiny mini Y2K poncho style, 1 rectangle, asymmetrical. I'll show you when I get there. We don't need to focus too much on that because that's a work project and I don't feel like talking about work right now. I feel like talking with my friends about whatever I want to talk about. So we're gonna wind another ball of this blue yarn so we can have something to work on tonight. My first ball of winding this was rather tedious. It really did not want to wind well because it's so springy and slippery. It just was not cooperating with my yarn winder. So we'll see how it works this time. Maybe I just had like a fluke or I wasn't prepared for it, but I've had other sock yarns I've rolled and they've been totally fine. So I really don't know what that was all about. And I also might be partaking in learning some Tunisian crochet in this video. Hey, I did learn how to use DPNs, double pointed knitting needles, yesterday. I needed to record like a little swatch video for Knitting Fever, so I learned how to use those and I really liked them. And that just got me thinking, learning a new technique or a new stitch is never really as intimidating as I work it up in my head to be. So I'm kind of dabbling with the idea of learning some Tunisian crochet because I actually have to do it regardless anyway. So I figured maybe you and I could do that together, see how it goes. I have a video saved from Tony from TL Yarn Crafts, so maybe we'll jump on her video later together and we can learn and I can show you what it's like in case you've also been interested in trying and like me have been intimidated to try. So we're gonna play it by ear. We'll see if we have time in our little bonus vlog to do so. But yeah, that's my biggest updates right now. Let me grab the yarn we're gonna be winding up. So here she is. I'm super nervous to work with this again because it was just so unfun that I'm really not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna wind it up really quickly and then we'll get set up. I'm going to finish the poncho, show you guys, and then we'll get to work on this. So let's have a good rest of our day, prioritizing ourselves, doing some personal project, forgetting about work, forgetting about dinner that needs to be made, dishes that need to be done, vacuuming that needs to happen. Let's just focus on us for a little bit and have a nice little chill crochet time together. How does that sound to you? I think that sounds pretty good. Hey guys, it's been a couple hours. Actually, I think it's been like 2.5 hours to be exact. And I have a full-blown poncho on. Can you even believe this is just one giant rectangle that I connected together? I am like having a hard time computing that in my head that this is what this really is. But what do you think about this? Let me know your honest opinions because I think it's really cute. But then the other night when I was working on it, I put it on like, and maybe it just wasn't long enough or something, but I looked at it and I'm like, this is so ugly. What am I doing? But I actually am really excited and happy with the result. I think it's so cute. I ended up doing like a larger section here at the end in this sparkly color than I originally thought I would, but I really, really like it. And I will, like I said, link the free pattern in case you're interested in trying it out. But I think we're throwing this together like in a couple days time. Pretty impressed with it. So let me know. It's also a super quick, fast, easy make, and it would be really cute in like some autumn colors if you wanted to do it that way, especially like a good transitional piece into like fall and stuff like that. Also, if you do end up making this, please tag me. I'd love to see it. I love seeing your guys' work, or put it in the community tab so I can see it there too. All right, I'll catch you in 1 second. Good morning, guys. Are you in the mood to learn a new crochet technique with me today? I am going to learn some Tunisian crochet. I need to learn it for this little ad I have to film, and so I figured I could bring you along with me anyways, and we could do it together. So I do have my set of Tunisian crochet hooks here. I do not think you technically need, especially for a swatch, like an actual set of Tunisian crochet hooks. The only really amazing thing about them is that they do have an end here, just like an interchangeable knitting needle, where you can actually add on a cord for longer projects such as sweaters, scarves, whatever it is you're going to be making in Tunisian crochet. And truth be told, I actually don't really know a whole lot about Tunisian crochet, except for the fact that I do know everyone says it takes up way more yarn, and I think that's kind of why I've been inclined not to try it quite as much, because crochet already takes up a little bit too much yarn for me anyways, especially now that I've been getting into knitting. I just would rather use the least amount of yarn possible to complete my project. So that's just my honest opinion, but I am really excited to give Tunisian crochet a try. I think for this little project swatch we're gonna work, let's do something like very easy peasy, like maybe a 5.5 size crochet hook. 5 is usually my favorite crochet size, but let's go for a 5.5 while we're learning, or maybe even a 6. Okay, let's go for a 6 because in case our tension gets tight or something, we want plenty of wiggle room. So I'm going to use a 6mm, and then in the bottom of the kit here, where you have like this little pouch area. You do have your cords in here, but you also have these little stoppers to put on the end of your hook if you're not needing a large corded attachment. So it just looks like this. It has the little screw on one end, and then it creates a flat end on the other side of the hook. So I'm just gonna screw it in like so. And this way it'll create a nice little stop, so in case our stitches start, you know, flying down the hook, they'll be able to be caught. So that's good. This is step one completed, not too hard. I'm gonna pull up the tutorial now that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using, as I mentioned before, Tony from TL Yarn Crafts. I just have my laptop right here. That's why I'm looking over here a little bit. We're just gonna use her tutorial because I do feel very confident she will point us in the correct direction. So I also need to go grab some yarn. The video I'm going to be using is called Learn Tunisian Crochet in 15 minutes, and that is about all the time I want to take to learn at least like the basic, you know, lowdown of how it all works. And then if we really enjoy it, we can get into more of it later. But like I said, I just want to learn the basics and see how it goes for me. So let me grab my little yarn I'm going to be using for this test swatch. I'm really excited to do this with you guys. I hope this inspires you maybe to give it a shot or give at least a new crochet technique or something a try. I also did want to show you though, I have my little swatch from my DPNs the other day. Hold on, let me pause the video before we lose it. And this is the double pointed knitting needles that I used to create this cute little circle swatch. This was so intimidating for me at first, but you know what? Now that I've done this, I like this so much more than knitting on circular needles when you're working a smaller little section like this, because it is so tricky for me. And for some reason, I can't understand the magic loop method. So if you're a knitter in any capacity, I'd be so curious to know. Let me know in the comments if you're able to knit on a magic loop, like especially socks and stuff, or if you're better off with DPNs. I just found this so relaxing, honestly, and easy, and all of that worry for nothing. So I'm going in with that energy into our Tunisian crochet swatch. So again, let me just go grab the yarn really quick. I'm just gonna grab, I think, my Karen cotton cake I have that's been sitting forever. I think that's what I want to use. Okay, I have this mess of a ball here, but I'm sure we can get it to work. Oh, I already found the end. Another great start for us this morning. Okay, let's see here. Oh, spoke too soon. Look at that. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on the ground. I don't know, I just thought this would be like a really cool color variation, but actually I don't think the color is gonna change nearly enough for what we need, but that's fine. So let me see what Tony has to say about getting into the Tunisian crocheting. Let's just start here and let's see what Tony has to say.
Now, when making your chain, make sure you focus on making it relatively loose because we will need to work into the loops of our chain.
Okay, step one, create a chain. She's doing a chain of 12, I think. I'm gonna do a chain of 15, and she said to keep it loose. So that's probably, let me put you down a little bit so you can, well, I can put you down like this. This way you can see a little more of what I'm doing in real time. The only thing I'm worried about is she said to keep it loose because we need to be able to work back into these chains. Okay, so far so good. I'm pretty confident in my ability to chain. So let's see what's next. Okay, so for this next part, we are going to work back this way. There's no turning in Tunisian crochet, it looks like. We would just work back and forth. And we need to work in the back bumps of this round, but we also need to pull up a hook, pull up a loop, not a hook. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna work into the back bumps of our chain here. Can we see? Hello, focus. Into our back bumps there. Kind of messy, my back bumps, but just disregard those. All right, so we're skipping the first one. That's very normal. Let's see what's going on here. Keeping it loose again, so we're going through the back bump. Then we are yarning over, pulling the yarn through and up. And this is where things change because we're just going to keep it on our hook like that. So that's the difference here. Okay, so we need to have, since we did 15, I think we need to have 15 loops, 14 loops. Let's see how many loops we get. Truth be told, I actually don't know that this was the correct yarn to choose for this project, but we'll be okay. I haven't worked with like a wooden hook in such a long time, so I'm having a little bit of a learning curve there, but that's okay. And like I said, you literally could use any crochet hook you want, especially for this learning part. So, okay, we are just about there to the last stitch. Pop this through. and let me show you what we are working with so far. So I have all of my little loops on my crochet hook, which I actually feel like looks so cool. I love that. And we have a nice little braid down here. So let's see what our next step is here after our foundation row. She said this is the trickiest part, so stick with me. It should be totally fine after this. And honestly, I feel like this is pretty manageable so far. I'm not worried about it. We have 9 minutes left in the video before we're going to be masters, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, scooting the stitches to the front and chain one. I can definitely chain one. That's going to be our first stitch. Interesting. So next step is actually to yarn over and pull through 2 stitches, and we're going to repeat that until we are till our last stitch. And after I do another round of this, I think I'll change the camera angle so you guys can see me a little bit better and see what I'm actually doing here. This is kind of fun. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I'm not too worried. So far so good. Ooh, I see why you guys like Tunisian crochet. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, and then our last one loop looks like this with our one other loop here, but this only counts as one loop. And pull through, I think. Wait, let me just double check. Yes. Okay, yarn over and pull through. Easy peasy. Okay, so this is our very first round of Tunisian crochet all sorted out. Why is the camera not focusing today? There we go. How about that? Okay, still feeling very manageable. I'm a little bit concerned about where we're supposed to work this next row into, but that is what Tony's for. We're gonna figure it out in 1 second. Let me scoot you over so you can see what we're doing together. Okay, so next row we're going to start basically the same way as we did our last row, and we're gonna work our first stitch into this little bar right here. And again, if you watch the video that Tony posted, she's gonna do obviously a way better job of explaining. She makes everything so simple and easy, and she's just such a good teacher. I cannot recommend her enough. So, okay, let's see. I really enjoy, actually, can you really see what I'm doing? Not too much, sorry. I actually really enjoy scooping these loops up onto the hook. And the end, we have to do something different again. So that's the only place that things really start to change. And apparently, too, this is called the Tunisian simple stitch. So this is just like equivalent to, because she kind of referred it to like a chain one type of dealio. So that's kind of what it is like. And then we just chain one through here like that. And now that we have all of our cutie little loops back on the hook, we just work it back down. And oops, I kind of made that a little tight. Let's see if we can just need to go through one the first time. Okay. And then 2 and 2. Okay. Hey, we are doing it. We are definitely doing it here. All right. And we are to our last one again. So we just do that normal. And that's that. We have another row completed. And now you can kind of see how this row is like a little bit open. And this is where we're going to go back in and fill in those loops there. So the last section on here is just her teaching us how to bind off. So I'm not going to watch that quite yet. I'm just going to keep going and working on this little test swatch for a second. But I did feel like we could take a minute to just talk to you guys really quickly because I didn't get to readdress this in my last vlog. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to you guys for all the support on my little idea I threw around of starting maybe some hand-dyed yarns. I really appreciated that. I need to be working while I'm talking. I really didn't expect anyone to address it, and maybe if someone did address it, just a person or so perhaps, and that probably would have made me even feel good. But the amount of response I got on the hand-dyed yarn really made me so excited and grateful for you guys and just your support with everything and anything I want to do in the fiber arts world and space. And so now that I got such a positive response, I did kind of think about looking into it a little bit more seriously and maybe try to find a way to make that possible and something I could do. I would seriously just love nothing more than to create hand-dyed yarn. I really think that would just be such a awesome way to express some creativity and in a way that also is not, really putting a lot of strain on my wrists and arms, shoulders, you know, all the things that happens when I'm knitting and crocheting a lot. So that would be another just great thing for me to focus on and take up. I just need to figure out a way to make that possible in the space I'm in as far as like time management goes, because as I mentioned earlier in this vlog, and I didn't mean to make this vlog about that, my time management is just not good, but only because I'm like, I saw something today that said, sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. I've understaffed myself. And that is me right now. I'm extremely understaffed for the amount of things I want to do and need to get done. And so I need to find a way to prioritize doing hand-dyed yarn if that's something I really want to do and something you guys would be interested in seeing or buying, either one. So yeah, that would be really, really cool. And someone had even mentioned, like, if you ever do end up starting a hand-dyed yarn business, you know, we'd love to maybe have some of your yarn in the store. And I completely forgot about having your yarn in a yarn store. So that's a whole nother avenue to open up, maybe, you know, locally or something like that. I genuinely don't know. You know, you never know where something could take you, but maybe that will be kind of like my end of the year / New Year's resolution, to figure out a way to make yarn dyeing something I can see in the near future for myself, especially now too that I have the space for it. So it's really difficult though. There's not a lot of videos online helping you learn about running a small hand-dyed yarn business or anything along those lines. So I'm going to definitely have to do some research, and I've gotten some really sweet friends in the community who have offered to teach me some of the ropes because it is so overwhelming at first. So I also very much appreciate that. If you are one of those people, thank you so much. And I probably will take you up on your offer when the time comes. But right now, it's just way too overwhelming of a thought process for me. So yeah, I did just want to really take a minute to thank you guys for that, because I do read all the comments, and even some weeks if I don't have time to get back to every single one, I always am reading what you guys write, and I really just sincerely appreciate you so, so much. So all right, I am just, you know, cruising away on this Tunisian crochet. This is really fun. Tony does have a project she recommends at the end of the video too. So you know, if this is something you want to look into doing, she does have a very beginner friendly project that you could just probably jump into right after this video if you wanted to watch it. But I am just, you know, doing the test watch for now, and that will be good enough for me. But this is really such an interesting looking stitch as it starts to work up. It almost looks a little bit similar to a waffle stitch in crochet, but it's so cool. I definitely am understanding why it takes up so much yarn though. There's a lot of looping back through, and the fabric itself starts to feel very, very thick. So I do understand that, but this would make for some good pot holders and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, thank you so much for learning this technique with me. I really appreciate you coming along on this little endeavor of mine. I'm going to try to finish this swatch up really quickly so I can get that little video portion filmed, and then we're going to meet back up later today to go back to prioritizing things we want to do, because I do have the rest of the afternoon kind of free to crochet. I just ran out of my second ball of the mohair on the island cardigan, and you and I are going to get back to work on that and see how much more progress we can make before we have to close out the vlog. So thank you so much for accompanying me on my little Tunisian crochet journey. Thank you, Tony, who I know won't see this, but I do so much appreciate her thorough and quick, fast tutorials. They are my favorite types of tutorials. So, okay guys, I'll catch you in just a little bit. Well, hello everyone. I have a fresh blowout and I am feeling like a brand new woman. I'm also wearing a really fun project I wanted to share with you guys. Hold on, I need to plug you in because someone is simply not doing a good job of keeping you charged, and I wonder who that is. Let's see. Okay, you are charging. Perfect. Look at this fun jumper I am wearing right now. I actually don't even know that I have showed this in a YouTube video before, because I made this a couple years ago, and actually it went on vacation for a while. It lived at my mom's house for, I think, the last 2 years. She took it with her, and she just recently brought it back to me and took something else. So she just goes in there, grabs what she's interested in, and we just do a little exchange. So now this is back in my possession, and since it is cooler out again these last couple days, I threw it on and I just recorded, hold on, sorry. I just recorded a fall roundup pattern video, so I wanted to wear something fun, and I felt like this was the perfect thing to wear. Okay, goodness, I apologize for moving you around so much. I probably should have started the clip once I set you up, but with the vlog, for some reason, when I just like get a chance to talk to you guys, I just grab the camera and I just start right away. So that's what happened, but now you're all set up. This jumper, anyways, let me tell you about it. So this is called the Nora jumper, I believe, and it's by M's Wardrobe. I just talked about it in the video, but it is such a fun piece, and I did pattern test this for her when she came out with it, I think 2 years ago, whatever it was. So if you look at the pattern, you will see me in there, but I wanted to show you exactly like how long it is, and if you need a good scrap yarn buster project, check this one out because it's so fun and it's so long. Look at this. Like, this is me standing up all the way, okay? Super long, super fun. And originally when I made this, I was so angry with myself for the color combo, specifically right in here. I don't know why, guys. I just didn't like this after I did it, but I'm here to tell you that if you are hating a color combo as you're like working through a very large, colorful project, just keep going because in the end, you're not even gonna notice it. And like now, I don't mind it at all. So all that to say, this is a really fun jumper that I wanted to show you while I was still in it, but I wanted to mostly give you a project update on our island cardigan because I actually have quite a bit of progress. I'm not gonna lie, we got quite a bit done last night. I'm sorry I didn't film me actually working on it, but I kind of just took the night off and decompressed, if I'm being totally honest with you. And I sat on the couch and rotted and I watched some scary, cozy movies. So that's what I was up to. Let me grab it because I'm still on my second ball of the dark blue, what's it called? Mayflower yarn, and I'm on my third of the mohair. So to be honest, that's making me a little bit nervous, but I think I'm at a point now where I'm gonna have plenty. So I can try this on for you guys actually in a second just to see and show you what it is looking like, but I have both front and back panel done for the main body, if you can see. This is the thing about Jewel's cardigans. Jules, oh my goodness, Jewel makes cardigans. I think I'm saying her name right. Her patterns work up so fast, truly. Like, can we believe we got this all done together this week so far? So obviously front and back are done. I did seam it together. Okay, there we go. And I did seam it together with just the dark blue. I hope that's gonna look fine. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about that, but then again, it might be totally okay. And I have two of our flower motifs done on the sleeve here. So we definitely have some good progress going. When I try this on, I'm thinking I'm going to need a total of 5 flower motifs. So probably 3 more here, but let me try this on really quickly. Okay, this is how she is looking. So as you can see, you know, it's funny because even after making so many crochet projects, I still get so nervous at this point in the project every single time without fail because the project at this point does not at all look the way how I want it to look because we are of course missing our blocking and our ribbing and all the details that really pull it together in the end. So do keep that in mind while you're looking at this, but let me back up so you can get a fair idea of what we have going on here. This area always concerns me the most because unblocked, we don't have all that positive ease and drape that we are going to get. The length though, however, is okay. Of course, it is going to expand even more after we do block it, but I will also be putting like a chunky ribbing on it. So actually, I'm pretty happy with where that lies right now. My only issue area obviously is still up here. I did opt to for her higher neckline. So the neckline is like right here, which is not usually something I do in her patterns. I usually go for the open neckline. And because this is more of like a fall winter pattern, I did want to try the higher neckline. So that is kind of what that looks like right now. And yeah, as you can see, we obviously have some good amount of progress done. This is why I really do enjoy her patterns because they just work up so quickly. And I like to think of them like motif at a time. So once I complete one, I'm like, oh, I only have, you know, 5 left. And then I have, you know, my front panel done or whatever. So it's easy for me to work in sections like that. And since it's a repeat round, it makes it even easier to sit on the couch, watch some scary movies or whatever you're into this time of year and get some work done. I actually have taken a huge break from scary movies. I don't think I even watched any last year. And I don't know why I just got the bug to watch a couple, but that's beside the point. Another thing in regards to this cardigan that I wanted to talk to you about is some ideas I have for the ribbing and the button band, collar, all those types of things. So as you know, of course, we are doing our 2 colors together, but I'm kind of half considering for the neckline and button band, and then obviously my bottom ribbing and my sleeves I'll do the same just so it'd be cohesive, just only doing this dark blue color. And here's why, because while this mohair is not itching, I'm definitely aware of it on my skin, like right here. And I'm just wondering if I put it in this high collar and in the button band, if it's just going to be too much for me and be, you know, quite overstimulating at times wearing it, especially if I'm like a little hot and sweaty in it, or if I decide to button it up all the way. But then I kind of battle myself because I'm like, okay, but if I don't put it in the ribbing, is it going to look like I ran out of the mohair and I just had to work with what I had? Or will it look intentional? I really don't know. I think it's something I'm just gonna have to play around with when the time comes. But these are thoughts that are circulating in my head right now, and I would love some of your advice and opinions. Every other part of the cardigan, I literally love. I think this color is actually really complementary with my blonde hair, and I feel like I'm gonna like kind of gravitate towards it a little more often now instead of like a black. This is a nice way to still have a deeper shade, but feel like I still have a little bit of color, not so much black in my wardrobe. So I am happy with that part of it. I'm happy with everything. I'm just thinking ahead of some of the things that I could do to make this piece as wearable as possible. I will say this mohair compared to the cashmere I used for my first Lucy Lou cardigan, like it's quite unmatched. While I do love this and I think it's a really affordable option, I can see how maybe some people would feel like this feels a little bit eyelashy, if you will, especially when it's against my bare skin like this. I think if I wore a t-shirt underneath it with like a higher neckline, which I do often wear in the fall anyway, I wouldn't have any trouble with it. But with my cashmere version in the closet, I can wear that with a tube top in the summer whenever, and I never have a scratchy, itchy problem. But then again, the price tag on that yarn compared to this yarn, I mean, I would hope that would be the case, right? So that's the only kind of note I can make there. I am still a Diablo stand. I do really love this yarn, and I think it's a great way to pair it and just give it like a little bit of different color and some texture and movement. And I think once you see the piece all done and really close up, you will see why I do like that little fuzzy effect, especially again, since it's going to be a fall or winter piece. But anyways, that was the progress I got done on this, and of course wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts or any little opinions you might have in regards to some things we talked about with this cardigan. I genuinely would really love a little bit of advice. So thank you so much in advance for that. And guys, I think I'm gonna have to close up the vlog here now. I feel like we got quite a bit of fun footage for this little bonus vlog. I just felt like it had been too far in between vlogs that I wanted to throw in a little just cozy catch up with you, because I really just enjoy these little videos where we just are a little bit more unserious and we can kind of just chat as friends. So thank you so much. If you are new here and you feel like sticking around, please don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every Monday, occasionally on Thursdays, and I would love to have you be a part of my channel if you'd like to be here. If you're not new here, thank you guys so much for supporting me week in and week out. It means a lot to me. Let me know what fall projects you have in mind for this year, if you got any inspo from my last video of the fall projects, or what you are working on during this video. I'd love to hear anything, you know, you've gotten the works on your end. You have to update me like I update you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Book of the Month, for sponsoring this video. And thank you mostly for letting me take up a little bit of your time here on the internet today. I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon in a new video. And until then, take care of yourself. Bye! Do something for yourself this week. Any little thing, read a book, make a cookie, whatever. Go get a pumpkin latte. I'll see you soon.